we return to the wonderful world of FF7, where we have stolen an airship, and sadly, Tifa's cheeks hurt a bit. Forget about that. What's all this about? Having just, made a death-defying stunt. Well, I'll catch the details later, says Sir Smokes, who didn't need to be in this scene in the first place. You'll notice not all characters are on screen, is just here to tell us they will not be in this scene. Incredible work. In any case, the airship, Highwind, is now yours. Okay, I guess it was relevant. Kate Sith was the one who had the plan for us to go steal the Highwind, so it makes sense they would be here. But I think it's funny to have a scene where Kate Sith's line in the scene coming into the scene is, "Hey guys, I'm just peacing. I don't need to be part of this." That's the sign of an important character. And everyone just runs off. Alright, well, not really a scene then. Irk. Yuffie, we know, gets seasick. But we have Tifa again. So we can mess around with the loadout a bit. I'm gonna change off the Eden coat as well. Something with more connected slots. Maybe the diamond bangle, that looks pretty good. Maybe the bolt armlet. But then she really ends up with not that many slots. But I guess we're not gonna get that many slots anyway. Let's go for, I guess, 74 defense. And we'll have to fix her materia a bit. We need added cut and death blow combined. And we're going to need long range steel. Don't really need elemental. So I guess we're going to need counterattack. We need cover. We don't need steel. I like having steel though. Alright, where's added effect? Just going to make a few little changes here, then we're going to go pick up a few things in the world that is now opened up to us. And then we'll be on our way. Alright, and Piggy doesn't need sense. Piggy can train elemental. Ooh, luck plus might be nice, but yeah, let's drop steel for luck plus. Because that might help a bunch on her hitting, which means we need to put steel elsewhere. Cloud's gone, so I guess we'll put it on Piggy for now. And we'll figure out what to do with our third character when we pick our third character. But it's definitely going to be Barrett, right? Barrett's clearly, as I hope I've made clear, my favorite of the characters we have not used in our party, and he will, I think, be our choice. We could go Vincent. There's some interesting things you can do with Vincent, and maybe we'll want to do them later. I'm bored. I'd like to ride a chocobo. So this, you can store a chocobo here in the Highwind. Maybe we could go Vincent, but I think we'll go Barrett. Just let's go with my favorite. My hands are full, so I'll excuse myself here. Let's chew the fat. Well, what should I talk about? Want to hear why we rebelled? Yeah. Working on the Highwind, we spent every day slaving under Heidegger. Whenever he got yelled at by the president, he'd immediately take it out on the crew. We put up with this all the time, even when he beat us. I mean, I finally made it on the crew of the famous Highwind, and there's no way I was going to quit over him. Let's see, must have been a week ago. It was my shift, and we were headed towards the North Cave. Everyone, including the President and Scarlet, got on. And with them, I saw Sid, a legendary pilot. And he was looking around the inside of the ship, looking really, nostalgic. He even talked to us. I couldn't believe it. I was so impressed. He was every bit as warm-hearted as we'd always heard. Is Sid that warm-hearted? But okay. Sid said that if he had had the Highwind, things would be a lot easier. I do believe that. And now we are off to save the planet. It's true, he really overwhelmed me. And that's why we decided to help. After the North Cave, we went to Junin, and I started screaming, "Fire! Fire!" In the middle of all the commotion, we stole the ship from the Shinra. That's how it happened. Just a minor mutiny against our leaders. But Barrett and you were captured by Heidegger. We waited 7 days for a chance to rescue you guys before we finally could. So, thanks to our successful mission, we were able to see you again. I hope I didn't bore you too much with that long story. No, that's useful background to, we now have a whole crew. And where'd that crew come from? Needed some kind of explanation. So this guy, if we talk to him, go speak to Captain Sid. He will be the guy where we can do things like change party and kind of just general time to go type stuff. Damn it, why didn't you tell me you could fly an airship? I thought Tifa was gone for good. Sorry, but I had to do something to trick the enemy. Come on, everyone is waiting. I don't know if Kate Sith needed to tell Barrett, let's just make it to the airstrip to trick the enemy, but okay. Everyone's here. Yeah, it's true. We didn't know everyone was here. I kind of spoiled that when I said anyone. We don't have the whole cast on screen, but we only had the characters we had already seen around, so that did make sense in my face. Welcome to my airship, the High Wind. Congrats, Sid. Got yourself an airship. What's wrong? You should be more excited than that. Sid. Yeah. Not enough crew. Yeah, someone's missing. Well, takes all kinds. Tifa, I'll give you information, Shinra. Ask me if there's anything you don't understand. But can't ask him. You're useless. All you have to do is just pilot. They don't have to talk to us. Hey, you, what the hell are you doing? See, this is what I thought. Maybe having Sid in charge is, it's an upgrade on Heidegger, but it's not that big an upgrade. Let's talk to Vincent. So glad you're all right, Tifa. Thanks, Vincent. Do you think we aren't strong enough without Cloud? Do you think we can't save the planet alone? Meteor's coming, and weapons on the rampage. Interesting that talking to Nanaki is the one that set the, keyer scenes off. I would have assumed it was talking to Barrett. At a time like this, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. No idea at all. Get a hold of yourself, Tifa. Come on, let's think about this. No way we can get off of this train we're on. The classic recurring quote of the game. If only Cloud was here, everything would be fine. Cloud would stand that cocky little way he did and tell us what to do. Cloud does stand that cocky little way, and we've seen it a lot recently when we were in the brief Tifa flashback to finding Cloud just outside the train, and he's switching between cowering and doing his, cocky stances. He'd say, everything's under control, Tifa. Tifa, when'd you become such a wimp? Sorry, Barrett. Kinda shocked myself. I'm so depressed. And Tifa, the reason why we all thought it was Cloud was because... I know. That's why I want to make sure. That's why I have to see him again. Alright, Tifa's not in a great place. Clearly. What? Does Cloud always gotta be around? We did fine without him in the beginning, right? What happened to the tough girl I used to know? Word missing there, but that's okay. Where'd she go to? I want you to know that I didn't dislike him. Aw, thanks, Sid. What a sweet thing to say. He didn't even dislike him. Gotta admit, he was a strange dude. That's fair. Just when you thought he was cool, he'd go and do some damn fool thing. When you thought he was smart, he'd show how stupid he was. Everything about him, from his movements to his speech, was kinda odd. Knowing what I do now, I can see why he was that way. And I think this is one of those things that, I was talking an episode or two ago about kind of cool, charming, or deep. And it's very clear Cloud won over the audience that wants you to be cool. But it's also very clear the game understands Cloud is not cool. He is a deeply, deeply messed up individual. Strange dude, as Sid would put it. And I think it's kind of if you told someone, okay, you have to build a character that's really cool, but they're also charming and they're also deep, I think you'd end up the standard kind of a cookie cutter build's a little unfair, but you tell a studio that they're gonna come out with characters that look kind of like Balthier, or maybe I really don't have a good sense of this because I haven't watched the movies, but my sense of what the Marvel movies are or Nathan Drake, right? Which I think is an analogy I'm more comfortable with than the Marvel movies, but where they're kind of glib lines, they're always pretty suave, they always feel with it. They're clearly tough and doing dangerous, risky things. But then you give them a slightly more tough anime aesthetic, right? So you start to get more. Balthier's not really that, but Balthier, I think, is the best example within the FF series of kind of you're told to do that, that's what you'd come up with. But I think Cloud gets there in a much, much more interesting way. And it's kind of remarkable and lucky it was pulled off, which is part of why I am so skeptical of sequels and spin-offs, because I think, they got the lightning in a bottle, and then they just thought that was replicable in a way it wasn't. Again, see them thinking Lightning was a female Cloud, where I think the only part they replicated was the kind of tough confidence, but that's not Cloud at all. We know that's not Cloud. They knew then it wasn't Cloud. Sid, certainly not the most perceptive character in this game, knows that's not Cloud, and the current FF producers do not know this. Now, maybe they did for the remakes, because again, I haven't touched that because its existence like scars me deeply and traumatically. That might not be true. I think I will try it someday, but I just don't trust them to know what they did that was good, right? That they said, we're doing a female Cloud, and they did Lightning, I think is so telling of what they think made Cloud a good character. And it's so alien to what makes Cloud a compelling character to me. Anyways, good job, Sid. Way to be perceptive. Well, as long as you stay alive, you might see him again someday. So cheer up, sis. Maybe not the best of being supportive, though. I'll be able to see him someday. Maybe that is what she needed to hear, though. If we can find out where he is, the high wind will get us there in no time. Maybe. Cloud is still stuck deep in the North Crater, where the ground cracked and swallowed him up, buried in the depths of the underground. Deep within the earth. Are you talking about the life stream? The life stream sometimes gushes out to the surface from cracks in the ocean floor. I heard that such a place exists. Ah, thanks. We have purpose now. We have somewhere to go. Maybe, just maybe, Clouds. If we can find out where he is, the high wind will get us there in no time. Right, this is usually the pilot we do when we're leaving. Why, Captain Sid. I bet if we talked to him before these scenes, he would have been level 1. We missed him at level 1. Possibly a level 2. Tifa, sorry, but I gotta show this moron how to land the ship. Don't worry, we'll be done in a minute. Oh, and Tifa, no matter what your goal is, you've got to be prepared. Go to your room and get ready for our operation. This is telling us to go to the operations room, where we can select our party we're going to leave with, and then we can continue the game. And again, there are going to be a few items I want to pick up just from around the world. See if I remember how to do a trick. Tifa, thank you for a job well done. You're welcome, though I haven't done too much yet. So we're obviously bringing Piggyman along. Piggyman smokes? What a team? What a team? No, we're gonna... We haven't used Sid ever, have we? I like Sid. Let's bring Sid. I feel bad that we basically haven't used Barret this run, but I also feel like if we haven't used Barret this long... Yeah, let's go Sid this time. Next time I play FF7 is going to be a Barret run. Ooh, double growth. We'll give Sid a nice loadout here. I should probably put something in the accessory slot. What do I have in the other accessory slots? Power wrist, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Ribbon, that's good. We'll save the other ribbon for later. Nah, why not? Ribbon. It's the best. And what do we got? Let's arrange first. Just make sure everything is visible. So we'll put our good enemy skill on him. Let's try MP Turbo. Maybe all. It's our best all, but we should train our other all as well. And let's get Restore here. It's always good to have healing. And I think we're going to go double fire, just so we can MP Turbo up and all on fire. It seems like it could be fun. HP plus is nice, and magic plus is nice. I don't think there's anything else we desperately need there. Alright, I think we're ready to go. And now we can start flying places. There's a trick I don't remember how to do at all, but it's kind of fun, so we're going to try to do it, and I'm probably going to spend like 5 minutes failing at it, because I really don't remember how to do it. but hopefully we can get it. So let's leave. Pilot and training level 4, we're going. We're off. So the first place we're going is Costa del Sol, because I want to buy an item for Vincent that obviously, like, we're not using Vincent, but if we want to do something in end game, it makes it slightly less painful. So I went the wrong way, too far south. So we're gonna just grab this just in case. And we can fly the high wind around, as you see. Very fast traversal of the planet. You know, no more looking for shallows and having to go the right way around things. But this pickup is just for my peace of mind. It is not very important. This isn't the person I meant to talk to. Is it this person? Maybe it's this person. You don't buy from me. I can't make ends meet. No one else will either. And I'm going to buy the long barrel R. Actually, not bad equipment here. That was number one thing I wanted to get. Number two is trying to do a trick. We can glitch into something we're not supposed to be able to get for a long time. And yeah, I think let's do the glitch. So where is it exactly? I think it's near where we're headed anyway. So we can now explore the whole world, and you can see on the map there's kind of some stray islands we haven't been able to make it to on the outer edges of the map. And this chain of islands is one of them, and that is a town we will be going to very soon. But if we come down here, somewhere over here, there's a cave. Yes, there's the cave. But you cannot land on this dark surface. We can only land on the green. So now I gotta remember how to do this. First of all, if you hold the square button, you move like this. So you can sort of line up where you are, and we can sort of line up right on the edge, right? And we go to max height, and if we try to land, it won't let us land. But if we're kind of here, it'll just like sneak us in. So it can start the landing process without us actually landing. And so what we want to do is hold square, start landing, and sort of move slightly in a different direction. And that's what I was trying to do there. Yes, I did it. So what I did was I held, I think, square and L1 while landing. And you can land somewhere you're not supposed to be able to land. And this is materia you are only supposed to be able to get super end game. But we can grab it early because we are so skilled. That usually takes me way more tries. These enemies might be tough for us, actually. But we will use classic Tifa strategy of Death Blow. And Sid maybe should launch one of his bigger moves. These don't seem that scary, though. I was thinking these are, you know, slightly more advanced enemies than we're supposed to. But actually, I think these are just the standard Mideel enemies, which is the city we're supposed to be going to anyway. So shouldn't be particularly hard. Clearly not doing, you know, crazy damage here. I'm gonna have her death blow on the other one just because if she hits, might be some wasted damage. Because yeah, 500 would have killed it, and she hits for 1,000. But I think the item we get here is they take a lot less damage when they're in that rolly state. Is Quadra Magic, which lets you, I believe, it's been a long time, launch a spell 4 times. So yeah, that's a pretty powerful effect. And again, we're not supposed to have access to this for, you know, until like deep end game, or if we do just a ton of side quests right now. Over the course of many years, Mako energy crystallizes into materia. Received Quadra Magic materia. So we've essentially just skipped extensive post-game kind of grinding. What did I just get off? All. We should bring all back. Let's switch out transform. Who cares about transform? Comet kind of has an all effect already, so let's think about this. Let's put Comet and Quadra Magic together, and that'll be fun to launch at some point. But yeah, I forget when I learned this glitch, and I'm really pleased I did it like second try, because it took me a lot of attempts the first time I was doing it. But you line yourself so you can just about land, and then you go as high as you can, and you start the landing animation, and while still holding square, kind of to position yourself, and you press L1, and it kind of swings you in a way where it can send you off the end. Okay, is it time to try out Comet? Let's do it. Alright, Comet does 900 damage. But it ain't happening once. So Piggy Man now does 3,600 damage with Comet. Now that did take a lot of MP, and you know it's not that much more damage than Tifa does. But that's a pretty powerful effect. All right, please don't kill us here. All right, not a problem. Again, was slightly worried that we might be facing enemies a little out of our ability, but not a problem. We'll try stealing. I have no idea if this has anything, but I haven't stolen for a while. Dragon Scales. No idea what that does. I think that's use it and it casts Fire 3 or something. Not very relevant to our playing. So pleased I pulled off the trick. I really thought we'd be here for a while. So that's a big find. We can also go get the 4th enemy skill at this point in the game, which I don't really care about. So I think it's time to just go to Mideel, our next destination. And the game very much at this point opens up so you can explore the world. We could do the Wutai side quest now. I think I'm still going to save it for a little later. That's the one we could have done when we got the Tiny Bronco, but I skipped out on. I think this is where I would like to go. New town. Let's talk to people, learn a little about it. Ahoy, hey, ain't you a beaut? This here's Mideel. It's a quiet little hot springs town. Just the perfect place for old folks like us to live out our lives. I hear that things aren't so beautiful on the outside, but here, it's still nice and quiet. Alright, let's check out the shops. But anyway, that overgrown moon is going to fall down on us, isn't it? This is no joke. Gotta start stocking up on supplies before they're all gone. Out of the way. Hey, move it, move it. I don't know. If the apocalypse is coming, this is maybe not the time. Alright, nothing here. Just a little joke. What can I do for you? Alright, we'll see. Decided this man is southern for some reason. Nothing we particularly need. I did run out or low on Phoenix Downs earlier, so actually, now that we have a lot more money, let's make sure that doesn't happen again. We do have a revive somewhere, maybe on Nanaki, I think on Nanaki. So if someone goes down, we do have more recovery means than we've used in the past. Let's save that house. And I don't want to go in that house yet either. No, I didn't mean to go up. What's the matter? Are you all alone? You got lost, didn't you? Separated from someone you love. Silly thing. Guess it's been about a week now since... Yeah, I shouldn't have walked up this far. I might have locked myself into scenes. Guess it's been about a week now since he washed up here on the shore. Poor, pokey-headed young thing. We know who a pokey-headed young thing is. It was really sad, but weird. He was holding this really long sword. Now, the longest sword we've seen is certainly Sephiroth's katana. They are referring to Cloud, clearly. But I think it's funny they refer to it as really long because it is not actually the most abnormally long sword we've seen. It's just the most unnecessarily wide and heavy. I don't know. The whole thing feels unlucky to me. But the amazing thing was those weird blue eyes. I guess soldiers haven't made it here. What? Wait a minute. What'd you just say? Excuse me, that young person you were just talking about. Yeah, villager found him a little way down the coast. It was about a week ago, I think. Poor kid, he must have drifted from somewhere pretty far away. Cloud, it must be. It's Cloud. Over here. Hey, good job, Tifa. So, where is he? Is he safe? Where is he now? Yeah, up ahead there at the clinic. He's alive. Cloud's alive. Ah, she's run off. Cloud, halt! Why are you halt? That's a weird thing to yell. But I wanted her to halt because I wanted to finish doing stuff around the town before getting locked into scenes. Cloud? Here now. The way you're running around here, you'd think Meteor fell or something. I'm sorry, but I heard that a friend of mine was being taken care of here. A friend? Oh yeah, that young fellow? Don't worry, your friend is next door, but I'm afraid his condition is... Here? Over here. Cloud? I think the game is doing a good job. Oh, Cloud, I'm so glad you're safe! Exclamation mark, question mark. Is doing a good job of, like, showing us how worried he is more than telling us. I think is doing well there. Cloud? Ah. She's sort of seen him in a state like this before, but not nearly as bad. And that time when he recognized her, he got out of it. What's wrong, Cloud? Girk? Cloud, what happened to you? Mako poisoning. Quite an advanced case. It appears this young man's been exposed to a high level of Mako energy for a protracted period of time. He probably has no idea who or where he is now. Poor fellow, his voice doesn't even work. He is literally miles away from us. Someplace far away where no one's ever been. All alone. Doctor! How horrible. Damn, that's evil. Cloud. Ahem, let us excuse ourselves. Listen, would you all mind waiting outside? Sure, sure. Well, why? What do you want me to do? Please, Cloud, talk to me. Tell me you can see me. Tell me that you can hear me. Tell me, please. I came this far, believing in the memories we have together. This isn't happening. This is too cruel. Oh, Cloud, not great. Listen, Doc, why don't you tell us the truth? What about Cloud? Is he alright? I'll say it again. He's got Mako poisoning. I've never seen a case this bad. An immense amount of Mako-drenched knowledge was put into his brain all at once. No normal human could have survived it. It's a miracle he did. No wonder. After all, he fell into the life stream and was carried down here. That's quite a way away, too, remember? Because it happened in the North Pole, basically, and we're very close to the South Pole. But remember, the light of hope can be found anywhere. Listen, if you give up hope, what will happen to him? Probably exactly the same as if we don't give up hope, unless we, like, find a cure. But, you know, people like to hold on to hope. Hope. Guess that's all that's left for us now. You okay? Yes. I'm sorry I had you all worried. And I have something I want to tell you all. Alright, we all slowly make our way back in after slowly walking out. I don't care about anything else. Only Cloud. I want to be by his side. Yes, that's best. Yeah, right. Hang in there, Tifa. I'm sorry, everyone. At a time like this. That's alright. We'll be by again. You hang in there, Tifa. take care of Cloud. Right? We should be getting back to the Highland. 2 party members down, and they were very clearly my 2 best party members. We're going to be going back to Mideel so we can do what I intended to do there, but what are we going to do now? What can we do? Huh? Ain't there nothing we can do? Don't go telling us to wait for Cloud to get better. Oh, I've got some news. Yeah, what? That you a spy? Got him. Yeah, I already told you I was. Both Gyahaha and Kyahaha, translating, that's Heidegger and Scarlet, are up to something. Want to eavesdrop? Sure, but you didn't give us a choice. Now then, we're faced with 2 issues. Anyway, I do want to say the game hasn't made this super explicit, but Reeve, the man in the top right, the head of industrial development, is the person running Kate Sith. And, yeah, just worth keeping in mind. He's clearly, like, the most kind of, unfascist of the corporate powerhouses and the one who's most regularly told, no, we're not doing your idea. We will be destroying a sector. This is cool. Now, we're faced with 2 issues. 1, destroy Meteor. 2, remove the barrier around North Cave and defeat Sephiroth. Any ideas? Yeah, ha, ha, ha. We already solved the first problem. Meteor will soon be smashed to bits. The plan has already been put in motion, namely to collect huge materia from each region. Well, huge materia is a high-density special type of materia made through a special compression process in Mako reactors. The energy extracted from it is 330 times the strength of normal materia. Ha ha ha, how about that? Says Kyahaha, as we've learned her name is. We will gather all the huge materia together and ram it into Meteor. That will cause a huge explosion, reducing Meteor literally to bits. You're gonna ram Meteor. Do you think we have the technology to do it? Don't worry about that. More importantly, we've got to collect huge materia from each area. We've already collected materia from Nibelheim. All that's left is Coral and Fort Condor. I've already dispatched troops to Coral. Gah ha ha ha. Coral. What else can they do to Coral? And the huge materia. You mean the huge materia, don't you? I've heard about it. When our small materia nears the larger one, something should happen. I'm certain of it. That's why we're using the power of materia in our fight. Can't let Shinra get a hold of the huge materia. Besides, when Cloud gets back, I want to show him this huge materia. He's gonna be shocked. So, what are you saying, Barrett? Even though you're always knocking him, you really want Cloud to return. Of course Barrett wants Cloud to return. I ain't saying nothing about nothing. You just shut your face. Every group's gotta have a leader. And that's me. Or at least I wanna be. But I ain't cut out to be no leader. I don't think that's true. I think the game has quite a few things of kind of saying, Barrett, stop asking dumb questions, when like 90% of his questions were pretty good and to the point. And like they kept saying that after he asked good questions, and then he would often ask a bad question after, but he really was asking good questions. And I think his I mean, he has kind of too much jump into it, right? That like this has to be done and I'm just going to jump into it without thinking. But he also has lots of things where he takes a step back and does think or empathizes, like we saw when he was in the North, thinking about what his perspective would be if he grew up in this hostile, barren world rather than in the city. And yeah, I think I appreciate when someone goes, I shouldn't be the leader, someone else should. But I also think the game's probably thinking a little racistly here. And that's not great, obviously. That's bad. That sucks. But, you know, he has flaws as a leader. On the other hand, who else are we going to pick as a leader here? Nanaki obviously has no interest in leading. Kate Sith is literally a traitor. Vincent doesn't want to be with us and has no connection to almost anything. Yuffie is being seasick or sky sick, and Sid is someone who's going to yell at the people working under him way more than Barrett is. You know, we've seen Barrett, but Barrett's going to yell at you because he's like, they're destroying the planet, man. You have to care, right? Stuff where he's showing a lot of emotion, but it's emotion because the thing he's upset about genuinely deserves that emotion, right? Um, well, Sid, who spoilers will be our leader now, has been shown to just be belittling and nasty to subservient people, right? And yeah, like I enjoy Sid in this game, but it's hard for me to take him that seriously as a character or as a leader in this case. I never knew that till lately. So if I was writing FF7, much of it would be way worse, but I would probably just have Barrett lead this section. And that's what is. Oh yeah, and Sid also just falls asleep when we're figuring out what to do. Maybe not the best sign. What's going on? You've been chosen to be the new leader. Pain in the ass. Forget it. But for us to fight, we gotta have Highwind and you. We need it to save the planet. And who's running this ship? You. Maybe that means he doesn't need more responsibilities. Sorry. Gotta Barrett, Avalanche leader. Gotta carry us through till or if we get others back. That's why you're our new leader. Ain't no one else can. Or maybe you just make Nanaki the leader. I don't know. It's not the most leadership built crew, I can admit. The ship's gonna save the planet, huh? Ain't that gonna be just a little tough? I wanna say on Barrett, there's a certain type of person who's like, you know, the more rational person is always the calmer person. And right, so the person who keeps their calm and doesn't like resort to insults or anything else, the person who stays on a purely logical reason level must be the better thinker and the better arguer. And I think that's like the people who think that way, I find so shallow. Like, it's so obvious some things deserve emotional reactions. If you are not reacting as if this is really important, then you're just not evaluating it properly. And that doesn't mean like every time an issue of importance is mentioned, you must get in a big huff to react appropriately. But if that never happens, if your whole goal is this kind of placid, confident rationality, then I think you are very obviously reacting irrationally to things of importance. And there's a certain type of person, the people who like Sam Harris's of the world, though he doesn't do a great job of this, but that's really into that, and it's so off base and so reliably very obsessed with being intelligent while showing very little ability to do so. There's that great quote someone there's kind of like screenshots of Twitter that get passed around now for like a decade, but there's one of like, it's wild. The dumbest people on Twitter are like, mayhaps thou hast slandered me with, ad hominem. And the smartest people on Twitter are like, my dog is a chunky boy. But I think that really, maybe it's specifically that like form of social media and human interaction. And like, it's definitely true to specific places you find and less true to others. But there's this way that like the people who are just like amusingly goofing around are all like smart, thoughtful, interesting people, and the people where like everything is ad hominem or some other kind of Latin term, the kind of person who uses like modus ponens and modus tollens. I mean, I have a philosophy degree, so like I'm used to the kind of logic use of Latin words. But the people who will do things like that and declare stuff to be that and invalid or unsound arguments are really often people who have just found something they think sounds clever or smart and that feels like it wins them arguments, and they don't really understand what they're saying. Okay, that's way off here, but my point is, I think it's easy to view Barrett as a rash, irrational, jumps into things leader. And I think he does have some rash and jumps into things tendencies for sure, right? But like, on the ship, if he could have shot up Rufus and killed Rufus and he dies doing that, is that an irrational thing to do, given what Barrett values? Not particularly. Is what he values irrational? No. Is his getting angry at Cloud in the opening scenes in the Shinra reactor because Cloud's going, don't care if the planet dies, is that irrational? No, not at all, right? Barrett is often the person who has whose reactions are most in line with what is happening in this world we're being shown, in this story we're being shown. And I think it's easy to read being more emotionally invested as being less logical and rational. But I think that would be a strong misread here. And I think that would be just getting it wrong. Oh man, that went straight to my heart. I'm a man too. Okay, I'll do it. Everyone follow me. Alright, now here's the first job. The operation room's waiting for you. Yeah! Oh, Sid is pumped. It's fun to see a character who has been kind of like, my life's a failure, I couldn't lift my rocket, be told like, hey, we're relying on you, and be like, you know what? Yeah. And his run is so silly looking. Did you see that run? Great run. Yo, Sid. When you're ready, we're heading for the coral reactor. Come on, Mr. Leader, you'd better hurry. Sid? I know you're all dying to talk to a babe like me. Just leave me alone. This shit makes me irk. Hey, you talk to me. That said, I do like Sid's reaction to being chosen as leader. Sid is not a particularly serious character, especially in a game when I think there are like 3 or 4 really interesting characters. And Sid is certainly, in my opinion, not one of them. I guess we'll keep you as super punchy guy. I'm gonna put the wizard bracelet and then just give him all the materia that Tifa had, just to keep it all in one place. Oh, wait. She had 9 materia. We don't need the elemental. We do need long range. Counterattack, long range, luck plus, cover, death blow. We need death blow combined with added cut. We want cover. Excuse me. And yeah, just keep all that there. And then we can put him in the back row, even though he has a punchy weapon now, because we gave him back row. And let's have Sid heal us. Because we want to save a little of Nanaki's MP, because he now has Quadra Magic, which is going to eat through MP pretty quick. Sid, thank you for a job well done. Your command is also where we can PHS. We can get free HP MP restore without having to use a tent, which is lovely. There will virtually never be a reason to use a tent again, except in quite long areas. And I haven't saved for a while, so we will do that. And yeah, we're going to head back to Mideel because there was stuff I wanted to do there that we did not get to. Just check the shops, a couple items to grab, the normal explore. But oh, the other thing I wanted to say was I know I mentioned I really like this part of the game, and this part I think is a little weaker. Our guy's already up to level 6, he moves fast. But I think this next chunk of the game is officially the weakest chunk of FF7. And for a few reasons. One is it is missing the best characters in the game, in my opinion. But also, if you're a fan of Eris, it's obviously missing her for very clear reasons. And in general, while it makes some sense for story reasons, any time when characters are excluded from the player's party, ooh, look, I can run under here. Aren't I fancy? That's just kind of annoying, just playing the game, right? Because you are used to using these characters, you have set them up, you have leveled them up particularly, and they're the ones you want to be using, obviously. And I think games should be kind of careful about when they make those separations. All right, nothing too exciting there. So one is just the gameplay, it's more fun for me to play with my intended party and less fun when you're given, this party where I'm using 1 out of 3 of the characters I intend to use. And everyone is going to be down a character at this part because everyone is forced to use Cloud. So you're certainly only using 2 out of your 3 of your normal, and if you use Tifa, that becomes 1 out of 3. Welcome to the charity store. A lot of chickens in this town. Crystal Sword can't use. Crystal Glove can't use. But we should upgrade our other characters. So I think we'll get the Crystal Comb. And you know what? The other characters won't. We're trying to get off using them anyway. So we'll upgrade Nanaki. We already had an upgrade of, but... oh, I forgot we had the Seraph Comb. Yeah, but we wanted the Adamant Clip because it has a lot more slots and connected. Cool. Also, up here, there's a door. No good. Someone must have locked it. All right. We shall be on the lookout for a key. Anything over here? Yeah, so this is the part of the game, and this is just so common in games of this era that is kind of fetch quest mode, is go to the places where the huge materia are and fetch the huge materia. And like, for some reason, the like standard version of this in my head is like Chrono Cross is a bunch of sections like this, or at least one pretty obnoxious one. Hey, what's that? It's like a key, but it's stuck way down inside and received a beat-up, useless old key. Wonder where we could possibly use that. Hey, I know what'll do it. Let's try that beat-up old key. Use the beat-up old key. Yeah, this is it. Huh? What? Won't turn. What? Busted it. Can't get the damn thing out. Something wrong. Ah! Oh! No, Man, this is bad. What the hell, lie, or just apologize and get it over with. Let's be truthful. Sorry, I twisted the... and it broke. Huh? Key? You mean the one to that door? Ah, that's a good one. Of course there's no key, it's a wall. We just painted a door on it. Say, what? You drew that door on the wall? That's right, we drew it on there to make it feel like you could pass through it to another world. Sorry to have surprised you. It's not much of an apology, but please, take this. Oh, well, thanks. Sid and the others received Cursed Ring. Now, the Cursed Ring is a goofy item. If possible, we're hoping to pass through a dream door like that one into another world. I got the feeling that you all might be able to make my dreams come true in my place. Weird, isn't it? Now, the Cursed Ring is a pretty goofy item. Let's look at it for a sec, just because it's kind of out there. Cursed Ring. It increases each status, doesn't show how much, but it gives you big stat boosts. But it also puts you in death sentence, so you just die 60 seconds into a fight. So, not for us, at least not right now. I think there's one other thing we want to do here. It was perhaps grab this elixir. Wait a minute. Did you take something just now? Man, this is the village where we get insulted. Yeah, I took it, old man. Hey, it's mine now. I'll make good use of it, believe you me. What an oddball. We'll let him use it. Honesty. Honesty is getting us items. Hey, thanks. It'll help, Pops. And Sid has a way with him. I do like Sid. I shouldn't, when I'm being down on his leaderly capabilities, this is not to say I don't enjoy Sid's shtick. Now we're supposed to... There's a chocobo somewhere in this town we need to find. But where? I do not remember. Maybe it's it's one of the chickens running around. Those are chocobos, of course. You again. You aren't here hoarding up goods to, are you? Don't reach in front of me. I've got money to burn. Come on, out of the way. Alright. Not you. No, I don't want to talk to you. I'm gonna start like save stating to try to talk to the chocobo. No, God, kill me. Okay, can't. Oh, there we go. What's this? You being awful friendly. What's that say? You want the Samelin greens, don't you? Yeah, have some. Well, guess there's no way around it. Here you go, Shrimp. Eat up. Chocobo looks like it enjoys eating the greens. Hey, he's kind of cute. Huh, maybe I'll just tickle him a little. And we're going to tickle behind his ears. And in exchange, we get a material. So that was the other thing I wanted to do here, just collecting, weirdly hidden items around the game. But yeah, so this next part is, I think, the weakest part of the game. It's basically a fetch quest. And if you think about... Ooh, froze up for a sec. If you think about the story here, we want Meteor to be destroyed. We are basically doing this just to stop whatever Shinra is doing. Man, Sid's run is very funny. We're basically doing this just to stop whatever Shinra is doing, and I think we're just in the wrong. Like, obviously, we want Shinra to have a better chance to blow up Meteor. This is some kind of, I think, pretty straightforwardly in the wrong. There are a bunch of points in FF games where we do stuff that's wrong. In this one, I kind of give it a pass for a few reasons. One is, my favorite two characters, Cloud and Tifa, in some order, which I will eventually decide by the end of this run, but for now we'll keep up in the air. Neither of them are in the party or part of this decision making. So I don't hold it at all against the characters I care about most in this game, which makes it a lot easier to put up with. But I think it is one of those instances of there's times where two evil powers are going at it, right? And you could help one evil power, but if they win, it's just as bad as the other evil power winning. But in this case, it's do Shinra stop the apocalypse or not? Helping them get the huge materia, which they will then use to try to blow up Meteor, it doesn't give them more power that they temporarily had the huge materia and then used it. So I think this is an instance of the game's plot not really justifying itself. Now, the specific ways we will stop them getting the huge materia are going to feel more justified, and that's for the good. But I think in general, this is something that's kind of silly and not our characters doing a great thing. And also, it's very much fetch questy, and we don't have my preferred party. So I think till now, even the slower parts have been kind of important things going on, keeping us aware of all the characters that are in the story, because there's a whole bunch running around, and the game has done a really good job of keeping us connected to lots of them. Or stuff that's fun offshoots, like the Golden Saucer is fun mini games and other things, like the play and the date. Or it's stuff where we're following Sephiroth, we're on the trail of something that feels really important. And this is the part of the game that feels okay, you padded it out a little. You needed, we're clearly waiting on something to happen with Cloud and Tifa. We don't know what it is. We don't know if it brings them back or where it will leave them. But we're waiting on something there, and the game needs to give us something to do during that time. And this is what it gives us to do, and it's not great, but it's fine, whatever. But least favorite part of the game, coming right up.